That's a bummer.
Well, I don't think that's how I put it on the plane. I've yet to open to see if everything's okay. So here's the gist of what happened. Landed in Norfolk, Virginia. My wife and I are waiting a baggage claim for my boards. It's taken a while. Kind of wondering, you know, this is strange. I've flown in and out of there enough to know about how long it takes. They're not showing up, they're not showing up. Finally, I went to baggage services. It was like, hey, my suitcase showed up, but my surfboards aren't here. And on the app, it says they are, and the lady's trying to find them. And I hear her on the radio, and the woman on the other radio, I can't make out everything she says, but I hear the word damaged. And I was like, I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear that. And the woman's, you know, trying to tell me what's gonna happen or where they are. And my wife's like, oh, they're coming out the thing. So we went over the conveyor belt, picked them up. Huge hole in the bag. Now, fortunately, I did a quick examination. My boards were okay. I have yet to open it. I did pull my pillow out. My pillow was in here. My pillow survived. Yes, I travel with my pillow. When you stay somewhere 6 weeks, it's kind of nice to have stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna pull everything out of here. Let's check out what's going on. Before I get into that, let me just be clear that the people at American Airlines were wonderful about the situation. She got me to pull up how much the bag was worth, claimed it for me, and then gave me papers to fill out for all the items inside that are damaged. And so what I'll do is I'll fill out all the forms, send in photos with it, and make a claim and get reimbursed. So I'm guessing that maybe this strap got caught in a conveyor belt. It's at least one possible thing. It could have also maybe gotten rubbed against a tire or melted on it. I don't know. But let's open it up, see what's going on inside. Now, one thing, the zipper completely melted in half. Fortunately, my zippers are over here, and they weren't on that side. So we can just go ahead and see what's going on. Look at all the layers to this OAM bag. They protected it, but let me show you what else kept it protected. The way I packed my boards. To be clear, I have a feeling that part of the reason the bag got stuck the way it did was because it was real tail heavy. I had a lot of stuff, like my pillow was in here. I got a bunch of wetsuits, tops, stuff that my family had brought and then left and I brought home. Hawaii's just a big trip for me. It's a long trip, and so there's a lot of gear for me and my family, especially because I have camera equipment and fishing stuff. And I will say the way that this bag is packed is not ideal. I have a little too much stuff in there. You should pack as minimal amount of clothing or boards or towels or whatever as you can to keep the bag light. That way it's easier for people to handle. The easier it is for them to handle, the less likely they are to, you know, just torture it. So I think that could have been part of the issue. There was a lot of weight in the tail, but either way, let me show you how I packed my tails and why they survived. So right here on top, we've got padding. I took, you know, I packed with bubble wrap and clothes and stuff, and then I took this board insert. That's from an old board bag I had. Like you can see it, see right here, it got thrashed in the whole situation. But that was over top of my stuff to hold it all together. I have all the soft stuff, and then I have something that holds all the soft stuff together so that it doesn't move away from my boards. You know, and then we got Malia's suit, which looks like it survived. We got Mason's suit. Got scuffed up on the ankle here, but it isn't too bad. Yeah, like that's still usable. A little hole. Mason's other suit's fine. Another Malia suit. This is where my surf shirt. This is a surf shirt, or it was at one point. This thing is completely shredded. So that one, I'm going to, oh gosh, it's shredded there too. I'm gonna put that in the pile over here. Those are the things I'll claim. I'm not even like totally sure if I'll claim them. You know, I didn't, because I ride for O'Neill, I didn't pay for that. The board bag I will claim because that's a big item. Yeah, the other stuff I'm not quite sure. You know, I'm not trying to like steal money from the airlines. I got a top that survived. Oh, my wife's bathing suit. It looks okay. My wife's wetsuit. That actually looks all right too. It looks like it was just the stuff that was on top. Now we go into the bubble wrap and the boards. So like I said, I had my pillow here that was up against my tails. I had bubble wrap going around to protect. This is the most important part of your board. The bottom like 2 feet of your board, that rail is the most important part. So that's what you want to protect. The tail and the bottom 2 foot of the rail. Any dings on the rest of the board are kind of whatever. This part, the tail, that's what makes the board ride well. So if that gets ruined, the board's ruined. So always protect your tail. That's like should be your main focus. I'll pull that out. I had a towel and some bubble wrap shoved up there in the front. It's all good. Yep, we got a little 5/8 Pig Dog Pro here. Board number 2. No damage to the tail. I love it. You'll love to see it. I had this Smith fishing shirt separating the 2 boards, so I wasn't Chinese wax jobbing myself. Little squash tail, blackout model. All right, we got the insert that comes in the OAM bag. We're down to board number 3. All's well here. 510 round tail blackout. Bubble wrap shoved onto the nose and then shoved it up into the front of the board bag. Got to keep those noses protected. They're probably the easiest thing to get messed up in travel, though not the most crucial if they do get messed up. So we've got board shorts. See, I packed my clothing and stuff in here. I told y'all it isn't the best. This made the bag heavy, especially like these rash guards that are kind of wet. So all that, this is too much. I put too much in my bag. It's part of why it was heavy, possibly part of the reason it got messed up. Again, it's a long trip for me. I had stuff in there for me, my kids, my wife, and because I didn't have room in my suitcase, because in my suitcase was camera equipment, is what it is. More foam inserts. Look, see, notice how much packaging was around the tails. And then I kept some distance between my tails and the end of the board. If your tails are all the way against this, you only are relying on the little bit of padding that the board bag is to protect them. So anyway, I like to leave a little room, pad around it, push the tails against it so that keep from smashing anything outside of the bag. Yeah, I mean, not even worried about these boards there. I'll do a little quick check on the tail just to make sure. All good, but honestly, all the damage was on the top of the board bag, so that stuff should be fine. We got a 511 Pig Dog Pro. Ooh, actually, down here got kind of smashed. But as you can see right there, there's a little dent. Oh gosh, actually, never mind, the whole thing got smashed. Fiberglass is cracked right here. Huh, so that leads me to believe that maybe the board bag fell and was drug. Doesn't make sense that this got messed up. I'll drop that off and get it repaired. That isn't like a crazy issue. If I didn't get it repaired, I guarantee it would break right here. But it's not terrible. It's not, you know, something you want. I'm not stoked, that's for sure. Board bag's empty. That's the gist of it. I actually won't trash this bag. I'll just use it for my quiver that I don't ride much throughout the year. Like in the summer, my bigger pig dogs and stuff, or my step ups and whatever can go in it, because summertime I'm not riding big boards. So anyway, well, this was a bummer to land at the airport and come home to. Fortunately, really the only thing that got messed up was one rash guard and one surf shirt, the tail of that one board. But again, it could be worse. It's when the rails just smashed in, that's the absolute worst. So I'll probably put that on the claim because I have to pay to fix that. But for what happened, for what happened here, we did pretty good. Thanks on a mission for sturdy board bag that was able to survive whatever torture the airlines put it through. Whether it fell off a truck and got dragged, got stuck in a conveyor belt, or rubbed against a tire. My boards are, for the most part, safe. That was because I packed them well. Had I just thrown them in there, they would have definitely gotten messed up. So always pack your boards well. Take the time, you know, when you get stuff in the mail and it comes in bubble wrap, save the bubble wrap, use your towels, use minimal amounts of clothes because those are heavy, but pack your tails, pack the noses, wrap them with a towel or something to hold that packaging in so that while the boards are in transit, it doesn't fall apart. That's basically how I do it. It's not a super in-depth breakdown, but figured since I had to pull everything out, I might as well show you. My main takeaways here as I wrap this up: when something like this happens to you, do not flare up on the people at customer service. They didn't do it to your bag. Someone in the airlines did. Yes, they didn't. Give them some patience. Give them some grace. They are just the middleman. It's good to tell them, like, look, I know it's not your fault. I just want to get this taken care of. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be taken better care of if you're nice to them than if you're mean. Because honestly, if you're just a jerk and you roll up to the counter freaking out and yelling at them, they didn't do it. It's not their fault. So they're going to have a hard time showing like empathy towards you. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys' like worst board bag travel situation is with surfboards getting damaged. I think this is the worst thing the airlines have ever done to me. That's not too bad. Been traveling for 17, 18 years. That's the worst thing that's ever happened from the airlines. Anyway, just thought I'd share that little experience and unpackaging with you guys. And yeah, drop a comment and let me know y'all's travel stories or nightmares. I guess they're nightmares, travel nightmares. Anyway, let you guys go. Have a good one, y'all.